Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. It's Christina from Hourwood Home. In today's video I'm going to be showing you how I use my hand crank grain mill to make my own flour. I got this for my birthday last year because I had been expressing interest in making my own rice flour, which is used to dust the proofing basket for sourdough bread. I don't necessarily need to use rice flour, and it is available to purchase already ground, but it's kind of expensive and hard to find, so I thought this would be a fun alternative. This is a hand crank grain mill, meaning it is not electronic, there's no motor, there's no batteries, it's just manual work, and this is what I wanted because it's more reliable than something that plugs in. Plus it's kind of fun and old-fashioned, and I thought it would just be a neat addition to my kitchen. The flour I'm grinding today is just a mixture of different grains that I got at the grocery store. I will be using these grains in my sourdough bread. I'm leaving some of them whole just because my arms were getting tired from using the hand crank, so I just decided not to bother grinding them all. This grain mill is pretty easy to use. It has the funnel thing at the top where you pour the grains into, and then it just feeds down into the grinding wheel. I'm not sure the proper term. And you just crank it by hand. It is for right-handed people, as you can see, but it's pretty easy just to stand on the other side and grind it with your left hand. You'll just be moving it the opposite direction, but it does work for right or left-handed people. This mill clamps onto the counter, which is great, but my style of counter is not ideal for this because it's kind of narrower on the other side. So what I ended up doing was just asking my husband to put a piece of wood underneath the counter and just attach that so that the mill sits snugly against the counter. You may have noticed that I was using a wooden spoon just to push the grain into the hopper. It was clogging up a little bit, which is something I haven't experienced with any other type of grain or rice that I've ground in this mill. I think it was just something with this specific mixture. I really like that the grinding plate can be adjusted so that you can make it a coarse grind or a fine grind. It's very easy to adjust it. There's just a little screw thingy on the side of the handle, and you just tighten that or loosen it to adjust the grind plate size. This is pretty noisy. I don't mind. I'll show you how it sounds in a few seconds, but it's definitely something you maybe need to plan to do so that nobody's on a phone call if you've got some people working from home, or if you have children napping. It might be a little bit loud. If you would rather not hear the noise that this mill makes, feel free to skip the next few seconds. I ended up trimming down this video because it was 15 or 20 minutes of me just doing the same motion over and over again, and it wasn't very interesting and it was kind of boring, but I think you get the idea of how this grain mill works. I really like it, and I suggest it to anybody that is expressing an interest in maybe milling their own grain. It's not cheap. I find it reasonably priced for what you're getting and the quality of it, but I'm sure there are much less expensive alternatives. I like that it's hand crank because, as I said, it means that I'm controlling it and it doesn't rely on electricity or batteries, so it's good to use if there's an extended power outage or if you just want to be more off-grid. This is something that I like to use around our little homestead in the making. It's pretty fun, and if you enjoy baking or just want to be able to make different types of flours, then I really suggest you consider getting a grain mill. I only have experience with this brand, but it's one that I really like and happily recommend. I hope that you enjoyed this video, or at least found it interesting. If you did, please do let me know in the comments of this video, and if you like what you see on my channel, I hope that you consider subscribing as well. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great rest of your day.